Today we are making a really delicious special little treat, one of my favorites, which is a matcha pound cake. Yeah, you heard me right. We're putting some green tea in our dessert and it's gonna be scrumptious. This is what we need. Actually, you kind of see it all out in front of me there? Yeah. That's all the ingredients. It's dairy-free and egg-free, which is hard to find recipes for. But this is a super dense, as pound cake is. I love to have it for breakfast. I love to have it as dessert or just a little midday snack. For breakfast especially, I love to toast pound cake. It's super scrumptious. So I thought maybe I could start breakfast with you with this pound cake recipe. So every morning we'll have a piece of pound cake together. All right, so first you're gonna need 1 cup of milk of choice. I have coconut milk, you can use regular milk, any other type of dairy-free milk. And it has an additional 2 tablespoons. So it's 1 cup and 2 tablespoons. And then we are gonna take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You can use lime juice or lemon juice. Mix it up a little bit and then we're gonna set it aside for 5 minutes. Basically, you're making a substitution for buttermilk. We need to get to the base of our pound cake, right? As you can tell, green, matcha is green, and it makes it so scrumptious. So we're gonna take 1 cup of butter, then we're gonna take 1 cup of sugar and put it in a bowl. Use this with a stand mixer like I have, or you can cream this together with a hand mixer. You can do it by hand, but it's gonna take a little bit of muscle for you. We're gonna cream that mixture. So now that we have that sugar and butter really nicely whipped up, which means we've just pumped a lot of air into it, which is gonna make that pound cake really light and fluffy. We're gonna take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna take 1½ teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of matcha powder, and put it all together. Whisk it together. You can sift it too, but a whisk works just fine. Just get it nicely blended. All right, so now we got that all sifted together. So remember that 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of milk that we had? Well, that we're gonna take it. It's ready now, and we are going to put it in to our creamed mixture. Now your milk might have gotten a little chunky. Just stir it up before you pour it in if it did. And we're gonna take 1 teaspoon of vanilla and pour that in as well. Now we need to mix that all up. I am really super excited about this. Not only is this a fun color of green, but it's really good for you too. Matcha tea, green tea is amazing for cognitive stimulus and all kinds of other health and nutrition benefits. So we got that mixed together and now throw our dry ingredients in. This is gonna give us our batter, so mix it until it is completely just mixed all together in green goodness. Okay, so our batter's together and we are gonna need a loaf pan. You can either grease it down or put a piece of parchment paper like I have here lengthwise so that your loaf just perfectly comes out. And we are going to put our batter into the pan. Our batter is really light and fluffy and is so creamy. I can't wait to take a bite of it when it gets done. All right, so we need to stick it into a 350-degree oven, 50 to 55 minutes. So come on, let's stick it in. We got ourselves some pound cake, pound cake, pound cake. You know, pound cake. So it is out of the oven and we've let it cool for 10 minutes. Just take a knife and run along the sides of your pan just to get it loosened up. And then if you have parchment paper like I do, then you can just pull it out, or take a cooling rack, put it on top, and then flip it over, and it should fall right out. I'm actually gonna lift mine out. Look at how simple that was, and it makes it perfect. So I'm gonna let it cool just a few minutes longer, and then it's gonna be ready to taste. I have to tell you, the aroma of this pound cake is really amazing. Now, if you need your pound cake to look green using matcha, just add some food coloring. I personally like it in the natural state because the smell of it just really, it's so unique. You will love it. You've got that little bit of sweetness that pound cake has. And a slight, well, if you're a green tea lover, then you know what I'm talking about. It's got a little bit of a slight sweet earthy smell to it. It's really amazing. Like, I just want to sink my teeth into it. It is super soft and supple. This would be perfect to put fresh berries over. You could even put a powdered sugar glaze on top of it, and it would be amazing. Oh my gosh, this is so good. That perfect kind of chewiness that pound cake can kind of have, but it's so dense and yet light and fluffy. And the flavor is just exploding. I love it when things explode in my mouth. Super good. It's gonna be great toasted in the morning. I can't wait. So I hope you try this recipe and love it as much as I do. I love you.